Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Rebuilding in Recovery. My name is Tracy, and I am someone who struggled with heroin addiction for many years and has now transformed her life and is a master's level therapist. And I created Rebuilding in Recovery to help other people in recovery get to a good life after their addiction as well. So, I want to talk to you guys today about one of the most difficult things that I faced in my early recovery. This is something that actually kept me trapped in my addiction for a very long time because I didn't want to face it. And that is the relationships that I damaged during my addiction. I was very, very close with my family prior to getting involved with drugs. And anyone who has been there knows that addiction does a number on our relationships. You hurt people. We do things that we are not proud of. During our addiction, we live in a way that is not typically in alignment with our usual morals. It can be really, really hard to face that when you come into recovery. I used to believe that those relationships could not ever be repaired. Not truly. You know what I mean? I thought, sure, we could be civil to each other, but we're not ever going to be close again like we used to be. And that is something that kept me in my addiction a lot longer because what's the point of getting clean if I can't have my family back? As someone who is now 8 years in recovery from heroin addiction, I can tell you that I was wrong. These relationships were able to heal and we are close again, and not just on a superficial level. We have honestly, truly healed and moved past those days. Your relationships are more fixable than you might think. So I wanted to share with you guys today some of the things that helped us to go from damaged to whole again. And I want to share these things with you guys, number one, so that you have hope and you know that these things can be fixed. And number two, to help you get to that place faster. So let's just get into it. I am going to share with you my top tips for rebuilding your relationships after addiction. Okay, so number one, and this is going to be the hardest part because the hardest part is breaking that ice and facing that damage that you did, right? Number one is saying your piece. If you want to heal your relationship, then you have to acknowledge your part in the damage that was done. When we are in addiction, we are not the only ones going through something. And if you really look at it deep down, you know that your people went through this just as much as you did. And at this point in your relationship, it is time to acknowledge what they have been through. They watched you change into a different person. They were hurt. They probably spent hours upon hours crying over you, worried about you, hurt by you. And they want you to know what they went through. They want you to acknowledge what they went through. And they probably want you to apologize for it. Now, everybody is different, but I know I wanted to apologize after I got clean. I felt awful about the way that I treated people. Because when I was in my active addiction, I was not at all living in alignment with my typical moral values. I stole, I lied, I hurt people frequently. So when I got clean, I desperately wanted to clear that air right away. I know that it's hard. I know that it is really hard to be that vulnerable, to admit your mistakes, to break that ice and have that conversation, but you have to. If you want your relationship to grow and to heal, you have to have that conversation. You have to say your part, acknowledge what they went through, and let them know that you feel for what they went through as well. Let them be mad at you. Let them tell you what they went through. Let them get that out of their system so that you guys can clear the air and move forward. If that conversation is something that is just too hard for you to face in the beginning, start by writing a letter. Write a letter, pour out all of your feelings, share everything that you're thinking about, how you feel about what they went through, about the situation between where the two of you are now. Write it all out and give them that letter and start with that. You might be surprised at what reaction you get from it, but eventually you will probably need to have that face-to-face conversation if you really want to move forward. Number 2, you have to realize that it's going to take some time. Usually addicts go through cycles of relapse and repeat over and over again before they really get clean for that for real time. So your people have probably seen you do this a couple times. Maybe you've even had this conversation a couple times and then went back out and did it again. So it's going to take some time for them to realize that you have really changed. You have to remember that they are not in your head. They don't know that change that's happened in your brain. That has to come to them in their own time. So I found that after you say your piece, the best thing to do is give them their space. You give them their space and then you focus on bettering yourself. Which brings me to number 3, changed behavior. Changed behavior is the best apology. The more that they see you succeed, the more that they see you grow, the faster they're going to realize that you have changed. And the more your relationship is going to grow. So the very best thing that you can do after you say your piece and make that apology is focus on yourself. Focus on your own self-growth. Focus on furthering your life, figuring out who you are, and growing yourself inside and out. And just being patient with them as they watch you make those changes. I'm not talking be patient like give them a day or two or even a week or two. It can sometimes take months for them to come to this realization, maybe even a year. Now, I know that that's hard to accept because our addict brains with our instant gratification BS, we want it now. We want to see those improvements now, or we tend to get frustrated and give up. But you have to train yourself, okay? You are in this for the long haul now. So it may take some time, but a couple months is a small price to pay for a lifetime of a healthy relationship. Okay, number 4, take every opportunity that you can to show them that you've changed and to show them that you keep your word. So if you say, hey, I'm going to stop at McDonald's and bring you some McDonald's home on the way after work, then you better bring that McDonald's home. I know that it seems like an insignificant event, but that is showing them that you keep your word. That is showing them that you're honest, that you come through, that you're trustworthy. So even those seemingly insignificant things can have an impact on how they are thinking about you now and how they are viewing your relationship now. So additionally, take every opportunity to show up for them that you can. If they are sick, bring them some soup. If they are sad, have a phone conversation with them. If they have a big test coming up, study with them. Show them that you care about them. Actions are what show change, and actions are what show people that we care about them. Our words don't mean anymore. We've ruined that. People need to see actions now. If you're doing all of those things and it's been a few months and you're still not seeing any growth, consider family therapy. A therapist can help you both to share your feelings with each other and to get to a better common ground that you guys can build from. And lastly, you guys, just don't give up. It's just going to take some time. My people, my own family, wished me dead at one point in time. That's how hurtful I was in my active addiction. That's how hurtful I was in my active addiction. And we are honestly, truly healed and at a good place now. So I am telling you, if our relationships can undergo this transformation, yours can too. You just have to be patient with it. Okay, so to recap, say your piece, share with them your feelings, acknowledge what they've been through, make your apology if that's what you want to do. Give them their space so that they can watch you grow as you focus on yourself, focus on your own self-growth and your own success. Show up for them in every way possible. Show them that you keep your word every chance that you get. And give them some time. And you will be amazed at how different things will be a mere year from now for you. And no, these solutions that I'm giving you are not a quick fix. rebuilding a truly happy and good life after addiction is not something that you can do overnight. It's going to take work and it's going to take time, but it is so worth it, you guys. I promise you, it is so worth it. I wake up every single day amazed and grateful AF for the life that I have right now. Amazed every day. I 100% believe that you can get to that point too. Thank you guys for watching. If this was helpful for you, subscribe to the channel, share this video with someone who is in early recovery and who this might be beneficial to. You can find my other links below to follow me on the other social media platforms. I am on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and also other ways to support the channel and keep it rolling. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next Saturday.